This is our Hymac 580C, and this thing, well, as you can tell, she's not the youngest model of digger out there. She's I mean, she probably hasn't been going in like 5-6 years, but the last time she ran absolutely fine. The only reason, okay, that's seized. The only reason we really stopped using her, you can see the floor is kind of gone, and these here are hinged on the floor, and when you stand on them, the floor moves. It's not ideal. I've heard her called a line dancing digger because you have to move your hands and your feet, and you're all over the place. The cab's seen better days on her. I mean, she drove there. I think actually the last thing we used her for was these trees. There was a bunch of low-hanging branches, and Dad just put her up full, pulled them down with her. He made a good job of it. There's a bunch of little things wrong with her, like, well, I say little things. The cab's rotten. Cab's rotten, and she doesn't start on the key. You have to get out and actually put a jumper pack onto the starter motor. But she fires up straight away. It's big Perkins 6-cylinder. The last time we used her, she actually busted one of these big pipes on the top, and we have like a 3-foot Stilson wrench, and I was on the end of it swinging, and Dad was on nearly the end of it swinging. Both of us were trying to bounce up and down at the same time. Couldn't move it. Went away and got a lump of box iron and put it over the end, and it came free, got it on. I'm pretty sure it's that one that's sticking up actually. It's not sticking up because we put it on wrong, it's sticking up because of the way the arm is. When if you put the arm down, it lengthens and takes the slack. I mean, she's a big old powerhouse. She'd probably start if you threw a battery in her. Well, to the starter motor. It's just, I don't think you need the foot pedals. I think the foot pedals do the same thing as the arms if you move them to the side. Dad is. I've never actually driven this one, but yeah, she's a big ignorant block of a digger. She's like, you'd need a wild size of a low loader to move her around, so you can't take her to any of the fields that you have to go on the road. And well, she's sore on diesel. She's smoky as anything. She's not comfortable. She's absolutely awesome. But I've heard my brothers chatting about doing the cab up in her, because really, that's all she needs. Bit of wiring in the cab done. But anyway, it was Callum asked me to show a bit more of her. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to break the door to open it, so that's as much as you can see. Alright then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers! So I figured it wouldn't be fair to do a whole thing on the Hymac. Now the Hymac is, I don't know if I actually said, but I think she's 12 ton, but it's the old 12 ton, which leaves her actually heavier. I think she's somewhere about the 12.5 or 12.25 or something like that. And then this is her wee Hitachi EX60. She's I mean, she's not new, but she's an awful lot newer than the Hymac. That's the post driver we had for her, stuck in the ground. She same old thing, only half the size, 4-cylinder. You know, she's nicer inside. She's joy controls, lift up windscreen, flashy lights. I mean, you've seen videos of her going anyway, but she's well, half the size, which leaves, you can put her on our wee low loader, you can take her up the road, she's big enough for doing ditches and driving posts and stuff. I think the only reason Dad bought the other ones because he's seen her, and I think she was a friend of the family or something was selling her, and she was cheap. She's cheap power. But yeah, she was complete overkill for what he wanted. This tank that I'm standing on, actually, the Hymac was being used for it. They were using her to lift, scaffolding down in, and I don't know what you call them, but it was shuttered. The big sheets that the concrete goes in between, they were lifting up them in and out with her. And me and Dad went to go get lunch, and we'd left her sitting. We left her sitting basically where the Hitachi is, that close to the tank, except she was facing the tank like this, And the guy who was doing it was telling us that he had one, or he used to have one or something, and he thought he would get in there and start her and put a bucket full of cement down in whenever Dad wasn't there to do it. And the Hymac has a real nasty habit of starting with the track in drive. So we came back and the man had a wild red face on him. He was like, my van was here and there's a 9-foot deep hole here, and she started in drive about 6 foot from it. And we were sitting having lunch and all we could hear was the digger revving away out and then just like revving away back down again and stopping. But yeah, I think she's cool, but I think all old vintagey stuff's kind of cool. Just, I like the black smoke, I like the noise, I like the, well, inefficiency of it. Alright then, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Cheers!